Thank you very much. Can you hear me well? Great. Magandang hapon po. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to start by acknowledging our guest of honor, Your Excellency Mohammad Rida Al Fasi, Ambassador of Kingdom of Morocco to Philippines. All our guests from the French Embassy, our partners from the government, all our business partners, our agency partners, and of course our colleagues. It's my privilege to welcome all of you on behalf of L'Oréal Philippines and on behalf of L'Oréal SAPMENA. Today's day is not just about opening of a new headquarters. This day marks a new chapter in our story in Philippines. This is an extremely strategic and dynamic market for us, and today is a special day because we want to demonstrate our commitment to beauty in this very important market. So talking about beauty, let me take a few minutes to tell you about beauty, because very often when we talk about beauty, people think that beauty is something superficial, but they're not looking deep enough, because beauty is an essential human need from times immemorial. In fact, if you look back, there has been no time period, no civilization, no culture, no society that has managed to do well without beauty. None of them have thrived or survived without beauty. And if you look at beauty, it's a universal quest that has been going on for a very, very long time. And it allows us to really shape our individual and collective identity. So it's not just about applying a lipstick, it's not just about using a shampoo, it's really about our identity. And that's what beauty does. Beauty is that je ne sais quoi that gives us confidence, that tells us who we are. Every morning when we are standing in front of a mirror, we look at a new us. When we are recovering from a sickness, the sense of somebody touching our hair, brushing our hair, or pressing our hands gives us comfort, gives us a soothing touch, and that's what beauty does. Beauty can also be a shield protecting us from the environment around us, all the aggression of the environment. Take the example of sunscreen. Skin melanoma is one of the most common forms of cancer. There are over 150,000 people who are impacted by it every year. And research has shown that use of sunscreen can reduce the risk of skin cancer by up to 73%. So beauty has a very important role to play when it comes to protecting us as a shield. Beauty is not just a me thing, it's a we thing. Beauty is that social glue that brings us together. Beauty allows us to express and show that we are a part of a social group, a larger society. And at times, it allows us to show our individual self. There is no celebration, no big event in our life which is complete without beauty. Be it a graduation, be it a birthday party, be it a marriage, a beauty expression allows us to complete all of these celebrations. And for over 100,000 years, beauty has been driven by science and technology. If we take the example of ancient Egypt, one of the oldest civilizations and one of the first instances when beauty was used, people at that time used to use coal or fragrance oils to enhance their beauty. If you take the Indian subcontinent, brides-to-be would use a combination of natural ingredients, milk, saffron, rose water, it's called uktan, and this was used before marriage ceremonies to cleanse, to add glow, and to increase the quality of skin. And talking about science and innovation brings me to L'Oréal and the birth of L'Oréal. So L'Oréal was born 1909, over 116 years ago. And the founder of L'Oréal, a French gentleman, a French young entrepreneurial French chemist by the name of Eugene Schweller, was the first one to create a synthetic, non-offensive human hair color. And over the last 116 years, we have dedicated ourselves to the sole purpose of creating beauty. Beauty products, beauty services, outstanding experiences for our consumers. And we've been doing it for 116 years, but we are just getting started. And science and technology has always been the driving force at L'Oréal. This is what has been the key reason behind the success of L'Oréal as a group. Of course, it's our people, but very importantly, science and our commitment to science is what drives us. And I'll give you an example. In the 1980s, a young biologist, after years of research, managed to create the first reconstructed human epidermis. This was like human skin, but it was synthetic. And this really changed things because this was a huge step forward in predictive formula evaluation, which means we could stop testing our products on animals more than 35 years ago, more than 14 years ahead of what was required by legislation. And thanks to our 4,000 scientists, we have over 4,000 scientists as you saw in the video, Thanks to our 4,000 scientists who are working hard behind the scenes, creating new innovative formulations, new patented products on a daily basis, we are able to create outstanding experiences, outstanding products for all our consumers. And that brings me to the story of beauty tech, and a lot of you would have heard about it. So let me take a few steps and take you about a bit more than a decade ago, at which point in time we decided to embark L'Oréal on a digital revolution. And this journey allowed us to become global leaders in terms of digital marketing on one side, but e-commerce on the other side. And you saw some of the numbers. Today we are the biggest beauty player in e-commerce. Almost 29% of our turnover comes from e-commerce. And more recently, we saw advent of new technologies, IoT, Web 3.0, AI, Gen AI. All of these technologies are extremely important and are bound to disrupt the world around us. So we decided to embark the entire company on another revolution to become the undisputed leaders in beauty tech. And we are very legitimate to do that. We have over a century of experience of beauty, of understanding of human hair, human skin, of formula evaluation, understanding the journeys of our consumers, their interaction with our 37 international brands. Today we have over 14,000 terabytes of data on our servers about beauty. This is the largest single database of knowledge on beauty in the world. It's like 2 billion books, over 2 billion books. That's the amount of data that we have. And we are now feeding it into the LLMs, today's LLMs, which then helps us to generate new experiences, new outstanding ideas. It allows us to do predictive formula evaluation and really create beauty experiences at scale, individualized for our consumers. But we are very aware that beauty and technology, it's not just about creating business, it's not just about creating market shares. As we lead and shape the future of beauty, we know that it's very important to also lead the way when it comes to caring for the planet, caring for the communities that we operate in. So every aspect of our operation, the entire ecosystem, starting from raw materials to production to transportation, end of use of our products and beyond, we put responsibility at the heart of everything that we do. And these commitments towards sustainability, ethics, diversity, equity and inclusion have been widely recognized. To give you an example, and you would have seen it on the video as well, CDP or Carbon Disclosure Project, we are the only company in the world which has got a AAA from CDP 9 years in a row. So 2024 was the 9th year. And this is just one of the many examples of recognition of all the work that we do in the area of ethics, in the area of governance, in the area of responsibility. And when Yasin, the country manager of L'Oréal for Philippines, comes and shares with you, he will also tell you how this part is taking shape in Philippines, because we are very proud of all the work that's being done in this area in Philippines as well. So all of this history, this passion about science, this passion about creating outstanding experience is what makes us the #1 beauty company in the world. This is what makes 90,000 L'Oréalians across the world wake up every morning, come with energy, come with passion into work to create these new outstanding beauty experiences. So that's about the world. Now let's talk a little bit about the region that I have the privilege of leading. It's called South Asia, Pacific, Middle East, and North Africa. So it's quite a mouthful, as you can imagine. It is a part of the world which extends all the way from New Zealand to Morocco. So, Your Excellency, thank you very much for gracing, because that's the westmost border of our region, and I'm going to be there next week. This is a really, really big part of the world, and we created this way back in 2021 based on consumer insights, because we could see that beauty expectations, the expression of beauty, there were similarities across all of these countries. And that goes back to medieval times when trading caravans were carrying spices, fabric, but they were also carrying culture, they were also carrying religion, they were also carrying architecture and beauty aspirations. And we can see these common threads, and that's the reason we created this region. SAPMENA, as you can imagine, is huge. It extends across 13 time zones. We do business in 35 countries out of 50 countries in this region. There are over 3 billion people that live in SAPMENA. That's 40% of the world's population. So if you look at the L'Oréal regions, this is the biggest by a long, long margin in terms of the geographical spread, but also the population, and as a consequence, in terms of potential. So there are some expectations for my colleagues in Philippines as well. What else about SAPMENA? So SAPMENA is extremely diverse. In this region, we have over 1,500 languages and dialects. We have every religion you can expect, you have every hair type, you have every skin type. If you look at our countries, the economies and the markets, there's a huge diversity. You have some of the most developed, most evolved, most affluent countries in this part of the world. But equally, you have countries that are just starting their journey in terms of development. And this diversity is on one side a source of excitement for us, but equally, it's a source of huge inspiration at the same time. SAPMENA is also a very young part of the world. The average age of people in SAPMENA is only 28, when the rest of the world is over 33. So this is a really, really interesting part. So when you have a lot of young, educated, ambitious and optimistic people, it's a brilliant opportunity for us because they will be our consumers, they will be our partners, and some of them will even be our employees. And the last thing is digital. And we all know that young people are early adopters of digital things. And all the consumers, all the population of SAPMENA is hyper-connected digitally. And it's not just about social media, it's also about interaction with brands. It's also about e-commerce. The governments in this part of the world are using technology to leapfrog and circumvent the problems that we have faced for the longest time. Digital payments, digital identity, connectivity for the populations. So we can see that technology is bringing about a huge, huge impact on this region. When you have growing economies, when you have young dynamic people, you have growing awareness, the consequence of that is beauty markets grow fast. And we can see very clearly that the SAPMENA beauty markets, they've been growing double-digit for the last few years, and we expect this to continue in the times to come, because when you have young people and when you have this opportunity, these beauty markets will continue to grow. So we are in a very dynamic part of the world with young populations, growing awareness, growing affluence, growing access to beauty products. This creates a huge, huge opportunity. And for us, SAPMENA is going to be a growth engine for the L'Oréal Group. And this growth is going to be based on three different things. First and foremost, acquisition of new consumers, young, ambitious consumers. The second thing is becoming a talent incubator, bringing the best, brightest to come work for us, work with us, as our employees, as our partners. And the third thing, which is very important, is having responsibility at the heart of every decision that we take within SAPMENA. So these are the three values on which we have built this region.